everyone and welcome to Women TV UK. Today on our studios we have a very strong, inspirational and talented woman. Her name is Angela Condola. Angela is the first Indian woman elected as councillor for Nottingham City Council. She is also Chief Executive for Awaaz, which is for all BME communities, and it helps provide mental health, rehabilitation and other services to BME communities, and it's going on for 20 years. Her passion is to break down barriers and stigma towards mental health issues within the South Asian communities. She is also Executive Committee member of Indian Community Centre Association, which is popularly known as ICCA Nottingham. Angela has been decorated with prestigious awards and honours for her work and commitment towards the community. She has been awarded with the Queen's Honour in 2018 for her achievement in mental health. She is also nominated for Women of Substance for Nottingham City a couple of years back. And what an amazing journey Angela had. And today we're going to talk about her journey from her. So a very warm welcome, Angela.
Thank you for inviting me here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. My first question would be, what motivated you or inspired you to work for mental health issues, and how did Awaaz happen?
Basically, mental health is a stigma within the Asian community. It's something that is happening, and it's a lot of people suffering with mental health, but it's suffering in silence. They don't know who to go to, they don't know who to trust.
Absolutely.
They can't go to family and friends because they're worried that it's going to get back. And so this is why Awaaz was set up, and the name Awaaz was named the organisation, because Awaaz is about voice. Don't suffer in silence, let's hear your voice.
Mm-hmm.
I used to see a lot of people who are very distressed and got mental health issues, but they had nowhere to go. So the reason for setting up Awaaz was to have a culturally specific service
Mm-hmm.
that people can come to, and it's confidential, it's professional, and they've got someone who can support them, and about raising awareness on mental health in the Asian communities, because there's so many people out there who are isolated and it's not discussed. Mental health has, in the community itself, it's the stigma on it is that you've got to be mad.
Yeah.
It's not about being mad, and when people have issues they brush it under the carpet instead of discussing it. So hence, this is why it was important to set up a service
Mm-hmm.
where you have staff from the Asian community who can understand the cultural issues, the religious issues, what go on in the communities, who can speak the languages as well,
Mm-hmm.
and who can engage with people to give them support.
Awaaz is something which I think you're very passionate and close to your heart, but you have always, you have elected as a councillor of Nottingham City Council. So how did this journey of becoming councillor begin? And like any other journey, you face hurdles, you face problems. So what were the hurdles within this journey?
Firstly, my family have always been Labour supporters. Right from children we've been told to support Labour. It's about socialism. And I've been a Labour member for so many years, and a colleague of mine said to me a few years ago, can you please go and chair the local Labour branch, because you have the skills of engaging and you love involving people, and we need to make a difference. I did that, and then they came back to me, and then they had a conversation with me which was quite shocking. They said to me, why don't you go as a councillor? I said, why? They said, Nottingham City has never had an Indian Labour councillor. I thought, what? I thought, one, this is a challenge. Number two, the voice of the Indian community is not being heard. So what do we have to do? We need to break down the barriers, get into there and make sure our voice is heard. It was challenging, it was hard.
Must be, yeah.
Very, very challenging and hard to even get to the process of being shortlisted and elected, because it wasn't based on qualities and what you can deliver, it was based more on what ethnicity you're from.
Yeah.
So with me, I was so fortunate because I've got over 20 years experience of working in the Asian community, so a lot of people knew me and they knew that I would deliver. And then when I actually had to do my presentation, I gave them examples of the last 20 years of what we've done, because we've also been in the parliamentary review in March this year. We got approached because they wanted us to write a scenario on culturally specific best practices, and they approached us and we delivered it, and it got launched in March as well. So again, it's all this track record and this history, and I'm not going to say it was easy. Being a councillor was the most hardest thing ever to get the votes in, because like I said, it's not based on your experience and what your capabilities are done. It's more based on what ethnic background you come from. And I went into the most challenging ward, and I was told 4 days before selections I'm not going to get in because I'm an Indian.
Really?
I thought, wow. I thought, I'm still going to try it, but I'm going to come back if I lose. But actually I got most votes. And when it came to the elections on the 2nd of May, I got the highest votes out of 3 councillors within that ward, and out of all 50 councillors I was the 3rd one with the highest votes.
Amazing.
So
commendable.
There's a story, they don't give up. Pursue it.
Yeah. So that's the message, people. Don't give up. Lovely. Mental health is not only happening around us, it's a widespread or worldwide issue, and some of the parts of the world, they don't address it fully still, which is very, very, it's quite disturbing and disappointing. So is Aavas doing anything about spreading the message or awareness to these countries, or we are working with the UK only?
At the moment we're only funded to do locally, which is Nottingham City. When I came to Aavas and when we set it up first, nobody would speak to me. I had doors slammed in my face from other Asian organisations. They're saying we don't want to know. So what I started doing was working with health visitors, doctors and community psychiatric nurses and social workers, saying this is the service, this is what we can offer. Through getting referrals, I still had some people who turned around, and I sent them a letter. Why are you writing to me? It says mental health. I'm not Bargul here. You think I'm Bargul. I said, hold it right there. I said, let me come and see you. No, we're not involved. I said, let me just explain to you what mental health is. And they agreed for me to go and see them. And prior to that, my board was saying, take off the name mental health of the letterhead. I said, no. We're going to break down barriers and raise awareness by doing this. I went to see the individual. I explained to her what mental health is, from primary care for early stages of anxiety, stress, to people who are clinically diagnosed with mental health issues. I said, it doesn't mean you're Bargul.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, this is what we can offer you. You're a carer, you're very depressed at the moment because you're caring for your husband who's very poorly. She says, I'll give it a go. When it came to discharging her a couple of years later, she was crying. She didn't want to be discharged. But giving services to individuals there, they told other people in the community, and word of mouth is the most powerful one.
Yes, absolutely.
I had this issue. Prior to that, they wouldn't talk about what they were going through. I said, we need to talk about these things. They told other people. I set up a women's group for people with mental health issues. I set up a men's group with mental health issues. So they all come together with one common thing they had. And we spoke about it openly. I did a lot of conferences, I did a lot of presentations, I went in the communities and I spoke about it, but also I spoke about, for example, there's other people with me who've gone through depression, they've gone through certain things, right, and they're talking about their journeys, and I said, my mother died. I was on antidepressants for a while. The first grief, that's part of this mental health, and they looked shocked at me. So it's letting them know that we have been through some form of mental health and it's okay, and they start talking about it then. And the focus groups I've held for so many focus groups is we talk about our experiences, then they open up because it's in a safe environment. They're thinking, oh, we can talk about this. Depression now, the word depression is accepted in the Asian community. 20 years ago it wasn't. It wasn't. There's other things that are coming through that people are accepting and talking about it, but the success for us is 50% of our referrals come direct from the community.
Okay, that's
And it's like they phone up. Every service user who comes in, we told them that what we deliver to them is confidential. And you get calls from the community. So and so came to see you, and you helped with this and that and the other, and I'm coming to you. So it's the choice of that individual to tell their story, but it remains confidential with us. How can we help other areas? We did a piece, and it went to India about mental health with Gagan. I'll send you a copy. We spoke about it, and that went to one of the India TVs as well. But we're more than happy to work with anybody. You know, we're a small organisation, but if we want to spread the word, or other organisations, they want us to come over and do this, we're more than happy to do it. On a personal level, I travel to India and I go to the Punjab and I talk about mental health to anyone and everyone, because the first thing they ask you, what do you do in England? This is my job, this is what I do, and I've sat there with so many people, especially in the villages, and saying this and giving them examples, and they openly talk to me. So,
which is like for me, it's moving forward.
Oh yeah, and you know, India, we need to do a lot in India to move forward. I'll be happy to go there and do and promote and raise awareness on it. Absolutely. But it's as an individual, it's how you are as an individual and how you come across and experiences. Nobody should be ashamed of mental health issues. We all can have
it. It's just like any other ailment.
Yeah, it's just like a physical one.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing which barriers I had is about medication. People talk about, I've got arthritis, I've got diabetes, I've got this, you know, heart conditions, I've got this. And it's amazing how competitive, without realising the generation is. I take 5 tablets, I do. I take 6 tablets, I take 7.
They find pride in it.
Yeah, pride in it. And this is with mental health, we need to do the same.
We need to do, we need to treat it as like any other thing.
It is the norm.
Yeah, and it needs medication, it needs treatment. It's not something to be ashamed about.
No, not at all.
You need to come forward and try to get sorted, try to get help.
I also have ambassadors, and I also have a DVD which is on our website, which is about individuals talking about their experiences of a vase and what they went through and how they've come through on the other side.
That's really good. That's amazing. Commendable. Ours is running successfully for 25 years. And I think we have already covered it, but in a nutshell, what are the future dream plans? As I think you said in your earlier answer, you want to reach out to other countries and other communities as well?
I think one of the things we've always wanted to reach out to everyone, anyone and everyone. We've done a lot of work in different cities, we're working with people. I actually set up a National Equality and Diversity Forum with people with multiple complex needs. So it's mental health, substance misuse, offending homelessness. And I've been running that for about 3 years, and I go to different cities, and you know, it's amazing that the amount of knowledge, experience we give to people who want advice on how to deal with people from the Black and Asian communities. And that was off my back. That was something I want to leave something they want, give support in place, let people give them ideas how to support and deliver excellent services, how to engage people from these communities, and look at the outcomes of that and getting them more and more involved and the families involved. It's, for example, somebody who wants to go back to their religion, they didn't know how to engage with that person and sort that out. We gave them that advice. The future for our vase, I don't know what's going to happen with the vase in this country, because we have the Tories in post. And there's been national cuts, there's been local cuts, and we have more and more cuts to come. But it won't stop us verbally spreading the word. And if any other countries wants us to come and do that, we can do that there and see how we can help. Absolutely. So I would like to see a vase all over the world.
Yes,
that's what I would like.
And I wish you all the luck. And it's going to happen, because as you said, keep trying.
You've got to keep trying. You never give up. Nothing is impossible. People put up barriers, you know, when you say we want to do this or do that. No, we can't do it. No, nothing is impossible. Always give it a go.
Yes, absolutely. It's a wonderful thing to say. This is my personal question. You are such a busy woman. You are multifaceted. You do so many things. You've got AWAS, you've got ICCA, you've got counselor responsibility. You are a mom. You're a wife, and how do you manage all these roles and still be this wonderful woman sitting here?
I have no idea. I just do it. You know, from a child, we've always been so busy and active, and it's having the right support network around you as well.
Yeah.
And it's started getting a lot more busier. But I can choose what I can do, what I can't do, but I find it hard to step back. If somebody needs something, I can't say no to them. But it's having that right, great support network around you.
Oh.
And if you've got that support network around you, and it's great. It's like when I went for the counsellor, I was so shocked of how much it meant to the Indian community in Nottingham.
Yes.
I didn't realise. I had a base at the Sikh temple. They gave me and all my supporters, they said, come here for breakfast, lunch and dinner, here's the key. They knew the days we were coming. The night of the elections, most of them didn't sleep. I had to go there first thing in the morning to give them the results. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing, and you know, that how much one thing could mean to the community.
Yeah.
But based on that, the next thing what I'm going to do is sit down with them, because we also have the Sikhs in the square.
Yeah.
And we did that as well together. It's the first time, and
Yeah,
that was great.
there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is sit down and look at, okay, I'm the first Indian counsellor, but let's look at how many other people who are interested.
Yeah.
And in 4 years' time, I don't want to be the one and only Indian counsellor. I want them
More
to come in,
coming
and
in.
I can step back and do something else.
Yes, and you can guide them.
Yeah, I can guide them, but you know, we need to get more people involved and get
Yeah.
them in there and open the doors for
Yeah,
them.
Angela, you've already carved a path for them, so
Yeah,
it's
and
just guiding
guidance,
them to
yeah.
walk on that path.
And I want
be
other
there.
people to step into Avars. I want other people to step into
Oh.
as a counsellor. I want to just move on. There's a lot more I can do.
I see that passion in you, and really, really nice to see that. Last but not least, any message for our audiences?
Don't ever give up. If you're committed and passionate about something, see it through, and you can do it and have the determination to do it. And like I said, nothing's impossible. And we've got a lot to do to raise awareness of us Indians, because there's so much we're doing out there. The problem is we don't shout about it. We don't let people know, and we should do, because we're just getting left behind. And those who don't do it are shouting and getting recognition. India is amazing, amazing country. Look how advanced we've got, you know, in India itself. And we've got so many Indian people in different professions all over the world. We need to shout about this and let people know how bloody brilliant we are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. That was a lovely message, a heartfelt message. So here we have Angela Condola with us. This is from Women TV UK to you for your work, for your time, for your dedication. It's a little appreciation from our side.
Oh, thank you very much. This means a lot, and this is going to go on the wall. This will be there.